The moment I saw his email, my stomach dropped. Frank wasn't just panicking, he was lying. To his bosses, to the company, about me. He claimed I ignored his instructions, that I cost them millions. But what he didn't know, I had already done something that would completely destroy his story. By the time this happened, I wasn't new anymore. I had spent over a decade proving myself in rooms where people still assumed I didn't belong. Courtrooms, boardrooms, negotiation tables, places where you had to be sharp, or you'd get eaten alive. And early in my career, an older lawyer gave me advice I didn't fully understand at the time. He said, "You have 3 duties. Yourself, the court, and your client, in that order." I remember thinking, that's cold, but then he looked at me and added, "Because one day, a client will try to destroy you to save themselves." At the time, I thought he was exaggerating. I wish he had been. Frank was exhausting, late 50s, been with the company forever. The kind of man who thought experience made him untouchable. And me, I was just the lawyer. An expense, someone he tolerated, not respected. Every time I sent an invoice, he'd question it. Every call felt like I was interrupting him. And the worst part? He genuinely believed he was smarter than everyone else in the room. Fire the fire. One day, casually, like it meant nothing, he mentioned it. A building owned by the company had burned down. Completely gone. I remember sitting up straighter. Because I knew instantly what this meant. Insurance claim, high stakes, strict deadlines, zero room for ego. So I asked him, "Do you want me to handle it?" He chuckled. "No, I've got it under control." Of course he did, warning the feeling. Something didn't sit right. You know that feeling? When everything looks fine on the surface, but underneath, something's about to go very wrong. That's what this was, so I kept checking in. And every single time, I told him the same thing. "They're going to deny your claim." He'd brush it off. "You don't know that, but I did, because I'd seen this exact pattern before. Delays, endless requests, fake cooperation. It's a waiting game. They stall until you run out of time. Hourglass the deadline." 2 weeks before the deadline, I called him. I remember staring at my screen, jaw tight. "Frank, the limitation period expires in 2 weeks. Silence, then annoyance. "Yeah, I know." "No, he didn't. If you don't file a lawsuit before that deadline, you lose everything." Still nothing. So I pushed harder. "Let me file it, now, before it's too late." He sighed like I was the problem. "I've got it handled." Click. Email. I tried everything. I didn't stop. I emailed him. Detailed. Clear. Urgent. No reply. Again. Nothing. Again. Days before the deadline. Still silence. My last email before trial said, "If you don't want me to handle it, hire someone else. But you must sue." Then I left for court. And honestly, there was nothing more I could do. Exploding head, the call that changed everything. Weeks passed, then months, nothing, and I started to doubt myself. Maybe he actually pulled it off. Then my phone rang. "Frank," I answered, calm, controlled. He said, "Remember that insurance matter?" I almost smiled. "Oh, so they paid you?" Silence, then confusion. "What are you talking about?" My chest tightened. "They didn't pay, did they?" Click. He hung up. Bomb the betrayal. Minutes later, his email arrived. And as I read it, my hands went cold. He was blaming me, saying he told me to file the claim, saying I failed to act, saying I cost them millions. I leaned back in my chair, heart pounding. Not from fear, from clarity. This was it, the moment my old mentor warned me about. He wasn't just covering himself. He was sacrificing me. Balance scale my move. I didn't panic. I didn't argue. I documented. And then, I exposed everything. I replied, and CC'd everyone. His bosses, senior management, legal counsel. Then I wrote, "Based on your email, I assume the insurer denied the claim after the limitation period expired, despite my repeated written warnings." Send. Smirk the shift. The response came fast. The company's legal counsel called me directly. His tone? Tight. Serious. "We know Frank messed up." I exhaled slowly. "Good. So what do we do now?" And that's when everything changed. Collision, the reveal. I let a small pause sit there. Then I said, "It's handled." Silence. "I filed the claim before the deadline." His voice dropped. "You, what?" "I sued the insurer. Weeks ago." Now? Pure shock. Without instructions? I closed my eyes for a second. Then said it plainly. "Yes. Balance scale the risk I took. What I did could have ended my career. You don't file lawsuits without client approval. If it went wrong, I'd be personally liable. But I trusted my instincts. And more importantly, I trusted the pattern. Frank was going to fail. I just refused to go down with him. Door Frank's end. A few days later, I got another call. Different voice, different energy. Yeah, Frank's no longer with us. I already knew, but hearing it, still hit. They called him into a meeting. Handed him a letter. Security walked him out. Just like that. Years of experience ended in silence. A cardboard box. A long elevator ride. No one making eye contact. Gone. Bullseye climax payoff. And the case? We won. The company got their money. Millions saved. And the same people who once ignored me now trusted me completely. Brain wrap up. Here's what I learned. Sometimes people won't listen to you. They'll underestimate you, dismiss you, talk over you, but the moment everything falls apart, they'll look for someone to blame. Just make sure it's never you. If this story hit a little too close to home, drop a comment and tell me, have you ever been blamed for something that wasn't your fault? And if you love stories where people get exactly what they deserve, hit subscribe. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.